Okay, because I'll be able to edit it out. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Hook and Stitch and Iron Style, coming to you from PEI. I have Tonia of the Nerdy Knitting here, and we're going to do a little bit of an interview. She's a busy woman, so it's the only time we could do it. So I'm just going to get right into it and let her tell you a little bit about yourself. And then I have some questions I want to ask her, and some of them came from you guys. So turn it over, Miss Tonia.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. I'm Tonia. I have the Nerdy Knitting channel, and I'm in Quebec, Canada. A master hand knitter. Well, when I first came to knitting, I absolutely fell in love with it and got a bit obsessive, which I think a lot of knitters tend to do. And for me, that led to the Mastering and Knitting program and lots of other things. And now I teach and design and all the knitting things. I just love it all.
Okay. Do you do any other crafts besides knitting?
I spin. That's new. Just last December, I got my first spinning wheel. And
what kind of spinning wheel do you have?
I have the Ladybug, the Shaft Ladybug.
Is it an e-spinner?
No.
Oh, yours
I wanted the two.
Oh, you got.
Yeah,
you got.
yeah.
Oh, you're going big time.
I really love it, and it's kind of funny because obviously with doing the teaching and the designing, all of that, knitting is kind of sometimes work now.
Yeah.
And I needed something else. When you turn your hobby into your job, then sometimes it's not relaxing all the time. So I got the spinning wheel sort of as the new hobby with the goal of not turning that into work. That's just for fun.
Okay.
I do crochet as well.
Okay.
Not very much.
Do you design crochet or strictly knitting?
No. I design knitting, yeah.
Okay.
I can crochet and I enjoy it. But,
okay.
I sew a little bit. I do cross stitch. I haven't done it in years, but I used to do it all the time. Maybe that might be something I get back to eventually.
Yeah, I have
all the fiber things.
I have a cross stitch pattern I started 31 years ago. That's the footprints in the sand. I'm going to finish it eventually. And I have a latch hook.
Oh yes,
White
I
Bengal
love
tiger.
latch hook. I haven't done that in a long time either.
Yeah, they were all 30 plus years ago. So I'm going to get back into it.
You got an old whip pile.
Those are old whip piles. Okay, this one decided to turn off, so we're just going to keep going with this one.
Okay.
Where can we find you at on the interweb?
My Nerdy Knitting YouTube channel.
Okay.
And I have a website, ToniaKnits.com. I do have an Instagram, but I never use it.
Yeah.
So.
I know. I think I do. I have my, I do YouTube like you, and Facebook. We have a private group. So all this information is going to be in the description box below. How you can reach out to Tonia. Okay, Tonia. Master knitter. Okay, I've heard about this. Can you please tell us how long you have been knitting, how you started knitting, and then how did you get into being a master knitter?
Okay, I started knitting in 2017.
Okay.
It was Canadian Thanksgiving, and my sister-in-law was visiting, and she was a knitter. So I asked her to show me how. We went up to the store. We have a store called Heart. I don't even know if they have it anywhere else. Little kind of department store.
Okay, yeah.
So I found, she told me to get like some just cotton yarn. So I got like little dishcloth yarn. And she said needles, and I didn't know what to get for needles. I had no idea. So I found the double pointed needles, and I'm like, oh, there's 5 in a pack. This is like a really good deal. You know, I get 5 needles. I had no idea. So I bought those, and she showed me how to knit. I started with like that dishcloth, everybody, you know, with the yarn overs where you start out with a few stitches. That was my first project. I still have it. It's absolutely terrible. It's just awful. Like my tension was so tight. It's like a curve. There's no point. Like it's just bad.
Okay.
But I fell in love. Like my mother-in-law knits, my mother knits, and she knit all the time I was growing up. But it was one of the hobbies I never developed because for me, knitting was that old scratchy red heart acrylic that my mother would make mittens with. And I did not enjoy them. And she always made like the I-cord string. So I had my mittens on strings. I was in high school.
And you still had mittens? Oh my gosh.
Strings, yes, you know, so we wouldn't lose them. So and she introduced me to lots of hobbies, but I never took to knitting because for me that's what it was, and I did not enjoy the yarn. I didn't know there was other choices for yarn. But in 2017, I finally did learn, and just absolutely was like that. Like, it was just, oh,
you were natural.
I love this. And I think it was at a time of my life, I was homeschooling my daughter, and she was in high school, and I had been journaling about that, and it was sort of my business was talking about homeschooling. And she was in high school. I'm thinking, what am I going to do after this? I don't want to keep talking about homeschooling when she's done. I'm ready to transition out of that. So I was in the process of selling that business. Like, it was a website and a Pinterest, and like, it was a whole big thing. And I was like, what am I going to do now? Because I'm done. I'll be done homeschooling. I'll be done with this business. And I had started knitting at that point. And I had just started the Master Hand Knitting program, and I was working through that. And my husband's like, well, why don't you just teach knitting? Because I loved teaching. I loved teaching my daughter. And he's like, it's sort of the same two things, you know. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe. I just started the hand knitting program then. But that was sort of in my head to do that. But when I came to knitting, I had Googled right away, like, all of the knitting, you know, the websites and the YouTube, everything, and I was trying to,
right into it.
Yes, right. Yeah, when I learn something new, I tend to go overboard on the research. And I find a lot of people do that too.
I do.
Okay, yes.
Type A personalities.
Yes. We kind of buy all the books and read all the things. And I did that with knitting. So I found the Master Hand Knitting program.
You're a left thinker. Left brain. You're a left brain because that's the analytical part.
Yeah.
The right side's the creative. The left side is for the analytical part. So you're probably more of an analytical knitter.
Probably, yes. I probably am, because I can knit the thing and then give it away. I mean, I want to learn the thing that I'm learning with the project. So yes, that makes sense. It does. So I found the Master Hand Knitting program, and I started with, there's a program called the Basics,
okay,
which is, because the Master's program, you're making like this massive binder, and it's like a year's worth of work, and you have to mail it in, and they judge your work. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared for that, because I just learned what a knit two together was. Like, I had no clue. I was brand new. But they had another program called Basics, which is taught by like the head of the organization, like the editor of the magazine. And you send in just a few swatches, like in a little envelope, and she judges your work and emails you back and tells you what you need to work on. I'm like, okay, I'll start with this. And it's a really good place to start if you're interested in the master's program, because it gives you a taste of what it's like to have somebody look at your knitting and evaluate like how terrible your tension is or things like that. And so I did that course first, and I'm fine with feedback, so it was okay.
No, I am too.
But a lot of people, if you don't want your work judged, then this is not the right program.
I'm my hardest critic.
It's not. Yeah. So it's no big deal to have somebody else, because I've already found all the things wrong with it before they've even looked at it.
Okay.
So I took that, and then right into the first level of the program, which is, I think, well, they don't tell you how long it's going to take. I think you used to have like access, if you didn't finish it, I think within a year, you'd have to like reapply or whatever.
Okay.
It's been a while. But that one I finished in 6 months. But I treated it almost like a full-time job, because I was homeschooling. My daughter was in high school, so she didn't need me as much anymore. And I already sold, or was in the process of selling my business. So I treated it like a job. So I was done 6 months, that first level. So I send it in, and then you have a whole binder. There are swatches there for very simple things, like you'd have a swatch that would demonstrate right-leaning and left-leaning decreases, like a knit two together and an SSK, and you would have to write instructions for how to work that. So if somebody is new to knitting, they could read your instructions and follow it and knit. So it's not just knitting, like there's a lot of writing involved. We had reports to write, but because I homeschooled my daughter, it was no big deal. I was totally fine to do all of that.
Oh, awesome.
So I banged that out in 6 months, and then you send everything in, like put it in a box, mail it away, and one person evaluates it. Like they've got volunteers who get these binders, and they have this process where they evaluate all of your swatches, all of your writing, and then they send it back, and you have homework. Like you have things you're going to have to fix. I don't know of anybody who's ever passed without right away. Like I had a couple of swatches and some questions I had to like work out my answers to make them a little more clear, and then mail it back in. I think that was all I had for that one. I did really well with the first level, I think. And then once I got, like, you passed, you can apply for the second level. There's 3 levels altogether. So second level is, the first level is focused on the basics, like knit two together SSK, how do you mirror your increases and your decreases, and very basic things. And one mitten project is like your final exam. Level 2 is more about like finishing details, knitting garments, like your project is a vest, and it can be just plain stockinette, because they want to evaluate like your knitting, like your basic knitting tension. They want to make sure you can knit well and not like have gutters and growing out everywhere. Yes, they want to check all of that. And there's like lace and cables and different swatches, and you start writing patterns, but for a swatch, so it's not like you're writing off.
Okay.
But like, you know, the basics, like you have to know your gauge and have that like you would in a pattern, but your pattern is for a swatch.
Okay.
So lace cables, the vest, and a Fair Isle wristlet. Oh my word, I think I knit 6 of those things because my tension was terrible and little I still do not, I love Fair Isle and stranded knitting, but I don't love it like on small circumferences, no. And
I take it you don't do socks.
Oh, I like to knit socks.
Oh, okay.
But it's the stranded knitting, like the multiple yarns and on a small circumference, I don't really like that.
I haven't done that yet.
No.
I tried it.
Yeah, I like stranded
My
knitting
tensions.
on sweaters and hats and things, but 16-inch circular or bigger.
Okay.
But that is, that I had to resubmit. My vest passed, my wristlet, I might have to do that twice because my tension was bad. Like, it was just not good. I can't remember everything, and all of my seaming, like there was a lot of swatches for seaming. All of mine were bad. I had to redo all of them again. I had sort of rested on my laurels because I'd done so well in the first level. I really kind of let myself slide on the second, and no, they came back to haunt me. They're like, no, you didn't block things as well as you did your first level, and I had a lot.
Complacent.
I did, and I had to go and redo quite a lot in level 2. But then I think that one took me about a year. I think it was about a year. And then level 3, I bought that right away, started that right away. That took me almost 2 years. I took a break in between. I finished level 2, and I was it's a lot to all this writing and the knitting for that. So I took the knitting instructor class and then the tech editing class, sort of as just a break. I don't know. Normal people wouldn't take things for a break, but I did. That was 2020. That's when I took those. I finally sold my website, so I took those 2 classes right in March. I think was when I did the tech editing one.
You had the time.
Yes, I had the time. So I did that, and I know. And then with all that was going on, everybody was homeschooling, and I had just sold all that homeschooling stuff. Oh my, maybe I should have held on to that because that was like the time it was exploding. But no, it was the right call. It was the time. So that's when I took the teaching certification, and even just that was it. Like I was writing my lesson plans, and I'm like, oh, this is what I want to do. I want to teach. Like I love the knitting, but there's something about teaching the knitting to other people. So even just doing that class was just like, okay, this is what you're going to do. You're going to take your knitting and your teaching and combine them. Okay. So I took those 2 classes, which are not as intensive as the master's program. It's still the same thing. Like you create lesson plans and book reviews, put them all in a binder and send them off, and they do get evaluated. But I passed that one right away. Tech editing took a while. That one was pretty tough. She was a strict teacher, but in a good way. If you're going to be an editor, you have to be able to find mistakes. So you wouldn't pass a level until you had found all of the mistakes. Like there were patterns with mistakes and different things, and you had to read them and edit them. And she would tell you, no, you didn't find everything, go back.
There have to be another, let's do another down the line on tech editing, pattern testing, and all that stuff like that. Design. That'll be another video. We're gonna get it back again.
It's a lot.
So you got all this done, and then you went on to the master's.
To the 3rd level, yes. That one took me 2 years. It's a lot.
Intense.
So, yes, it's more of the first level is the basics. The second is like finishing details, sewing, and all of like making sure you can do things nicely and neatly. The 3rd level is kind of the show off your skills. Like it's twisted stitches and intarsia and entrelock. Like there's just like different swatches for all of these different techniques. And you would like do the swatch, and you were designing them. So they didn't give you instructions for these swatches. You would have to pick stitch patterns, design a swatch, write a pattern to go with the swatch. It's really to show off, okay, you're at this level, you should be able to take this topic, say entrelock, go do some research, and create something that is,
That can be with, now, when you did that swatch, did you have to put down as if it would be using a pattern? You had your cast on, and your gauge?
Yeah, just like you were writing a pattern, but it's for a swatch.
Okay.
But, yeah. in a lot. And then the two projects are, you can choose, it's Fair Isle and cables. So you could do like a Fair Isle hat and a cabled sweater, or the reverse, you do a cable hat and a Fair Isle sweater. So I did the cabled sweater, and it has to fit a person, so it's not like you can just knit a little baby sweater and just take a picture of it. You have to have a picture of it on somebody's body, so of course, you have to have somebody in mind, so I knitted for my daughter. So take their measurements, and you're knitting like a sweater, custom sweater for them.
So you're literally designing that sweater for them?
Yes. So full-on cables, like right down into the rib, like I had cables coming up out of that, and I had knit the whole back, and it was, my tension was too tight, so I ended up ripping out the whole thing and redoing that. And well, you do cables, so you know how much work that is.
Yes, it's a lot of work.
It is a lot. So.
Especially some of the complicated cables.
Oh yeah, and that's you're showing off. Yes, you're showing off, so you want to have these really complicated cables in there. So yeah. And you write a pattern to go along with that.
So you have to, now do you have to do, is it just for the size you did? Or
just the one thing.
Okay, I was going to say, because I know how to do size inclusivity. I know all that's here, but as far as the masters, you look at the size that you did. Okay.
Yes. I have contemplated publishing that, but then the thought of grading the pattern is like, no,
I think that's the biggest nightmare from designers is grading. That is the thing.
It's the hardest thing.
And nowadays they want it the 9 sizes or the 11 sizes.
Yeah,
which is a lot. Which is nice, because there's some designers that only design for small people. I'm not a small girl.
Yeah.
We're healthy.
This is why I learned to modify, because I wanted it like an old pattern that might be at 3 sizes in the largest. It's like a 42 bust. I'm like, yeah. So I learned to, modify a pattern. But and then I did a Fair Isle Tam, and that one I had quite a bit to resubmit. My pattern for the hat, not the hat, for the sweater, like 3 times it went back to the drawing board because I didn't have it exact enough. They
were tech editing you.
Yes.
Okay.
And that one, I think it goes, each level, like the first level, 1 person reviews. The second level, 2 people review. And then the third level, it goes to 3 different committee members to review.
Wow.
Before you pass. And you're going to have things to redo. I think I had a couple swatches in that level and a lot of paperwork I had to redo. But, the most swatches, I think, were the second level. But the third, some. I do have it all on Ravelry. I don't really list my projects there, but I did for that program. So if anybody wants to go look and see.
I'll have to go check it out. We'll put your Ravelry name and all your contact information in the thing there, because that's something I'd like to check out. That'd be
well, that's part of when I was doing the program. You could go see everybody else's, go look at their swatches and their notes and stuff. So I figured, I don't use it for my projects now, but for that, I thought it would be helpful.
These are patterns.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Too many patterns.
Too many patterns, yes.
So then, once you finish that whole third level, you are a certified master knitter.
So you get a certificate and a pin. Yes, I was certified.
So roughly 3.5, 4 years to get through all of it? Because you threw in the 2 extra classes.
Yeah, about 4.5 years altogether.
See?
And that was treating it like a job.
Well, that's
it wasn't my spare time. I was like...
You treated it like a job because it became your job.
It did, yes.
See, even as we get older, you go back to school. Everybody says, I've gone back to school. I've got 4 degrees. 4 college degrees.
What is it with, like, I find learning fun.
Left side brain.
Yes, I just find that stimulating and
I do too, and as you get older, I posted in Guys also, Josephine Green on the Islands just turned 106, and she told me never stop knitting because it keeps your mind active. This is a lady at 106 years old. She gave it up 2 years ago because she said she's knit over 10,000 pair of socks. Wow. In her lifetime.
That's impressive.
Yep.
Wow.
And she used to work with me when I was, but she said never stop knitting, never stop learning. So that's why,
it's good for your brain.
So here she did master knitter. Word. I don't want her to look at any of my work now because I'm a master messer-upper.
Oh, I think the problem now is I have like overconfidence, like, oh, I can do that, and then I have spectacular mistakes that I have to rip out and fix.
Okay, we're gonna get things. Do you always fix them out, or do you just kind of fudge them?
It depends.
If it's something for you.
If it's for me, and if it's like, oh, my stitch count isn't right, I'll just
knit 2 together or something, or make one.
Unless it's lace, and I know that's gonna like mess up the lace, then I'll look for the mistake. But if it's just a stockinette and I've missed a stitch somewhere, yes. I won't fix it.
There you go. Well, so now we have a certified master knitter, so that's impressive. I'm impressed. I really am impressed. And the thing was, it's not something that you learned when you were a child. This is something you picked up in your later years.
Yeah, I was.
That's impressive.
I don't even know how old it was. Early 40s.
That's impressive. Okay, what's your favorite thing to design, knit?
To knit, probably sweaters, because, well, when you're bigger, it's hard to find things that fit. You know, you're either going to find a shirt that fits your bust, and then it's like you're swimming in it everywhere else. Yeah. Or if you, like, for me, sometimes here I buy it here, and it's way too big in the
We all have our, go through
flannel unbuttoned.
Go through the change.
Oh, yeah.
Everything does
go there.
change. It does.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
So you like to knit sweaters?
Yes, and I discovered when I was talking about that on my YouTube channel that I would get so many questions because I would say, you know, I did this, I changed the sleeve length, and I'm like, how do you do that?
I'm afraid to do that.
It's not hard. It's some math, but I'm terrible at math.
Numbers is my thing.
Then you would be fine.
But
you would be absolutely. If I could believe me, I am not good at math.
I
hated math.
No, I have a degree in accounting with numbers. I was one of my favorite classes was statistical analysis.
Oh, okay.
So I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. I am a nerd. I really am a nerd. Okay, she's nerdy knitting, but I'm a nerd.
I'm nerdy about knitting, but
I'm a
not
nerd
math
in life. Okay, so your designs. By the way, on your website, we can find your patterns and everything you purchase.
Yes.
Okay, again, this is all going to be in the box below. See, I'm going to have to get one of our patterns, and we'll put this in the next year when we're doing we'll work it out. I come up with, my brain starts going squirrel, and then all these ideas come into my head.
Yeah. I have Post-its everywhere at home, so I can write them all down because I can't keep it all in my head.
You haven't seen my patterns. I have a knitting companion, but I still do knit Post-its everywhere.
Yeah.
My computer, my desk.
I have Post-its in every room.
I have them in my purse, okay?
Me too.
They're in my... I'm telling you, it is. Post-its, we keep them in business.
Oh goodness, yes.
Okay, so your designs, what's your main thing you design?
Not much. I think I started designing to try it out. I think I'm more on the side, but I like it for the most part. But I've done a lot of socks for tutorials on YouTube. But I think that's what I've discovered is I prefer designing when it is for a tutorial or to teach something.
Okay.
So nothing super complicated. I'm doing a lot of beginner socks, all of the methods for cuff down, all of the methods which are, you know, two circulars and magic loop, all of those.
Okay.
And all of the different toes and
Pay
heels.
attention, everybody, because we've been knitting socks.
Oh, there you go. And I am working. Well, I mean, I'm not going to publish it myself, so it's no secret. But I'm working on an ebook that has, 6 different cuffs and a bunch of toes, and it's sort of like choose your own adventure. Like knit the leg and then go pick a heel and put a heel in there. So I'm working on that. I'm hoping to have that released next fall.
Okay. Did you collab with somebody on that?
Well, a yarn dyer, Hypnotic Yarns. She sent me
I know
a whole bunch of yarns.
Okay, I know Hypnotic Yarns.
Yes.
Okay.
They're great. So they sent me 10 skeins of yarn, so I can use I can knit all of the socks and all of the samples will be in their yarn, and it'll be an ebook to start. Might be like published later on.
Okay.
But I am working on that.
Oh, awesome! I buy a lot of ebooks.
Yes.
And I do.
Books in general.
I do love to knit socks. Well, while we're here on the subject of socks, got to ask you the question because we have a big controversy with my favorite family members. DPN's 9-inch, high flyers, Addy Crazy Trio, 2 circulars. What's your favorite way to knit?
2 circulars. And I've tried them all. I have a tutorial for all of them, and a lot of them I found out I did not like when I was doing those tutorials. I like 9-inch circulars, or slightly larger for sleeves, but I don't love knitting socks on them. I find them hard on my hands.
Yeah, it's when I'm knitting, because my girlfriend, little sis is coming, she's on her way. We have this challenge of doing this while we're here at the Fiber Festival. I have to learn to try 2 at a time, and she has to learn to try DPNs and the Haya Flyers, which is a combination of 9-inch circs and DPNs.
Yeah.
And I love them all. I have tried everything except 2 circulars. I haven't tried that yet.
That's my favorite one.
Is it? Now see, I find the Haya Flyers or the Addy Crazy Trio or Addy Flexi Flips are also...
I can't figure out how to hold them. Like I have a hard time.
It's actually really easy, and you find your comfort zone. But I find I don't get the ladders. My tension stays more consistent.
Yeah, that's true. I'm the same. I still get ladders on DPNs and Magic Loop, but those I did. That's true.
See, on my, because I did those songs you saw me working on, those are original, those are Christmas gift. But it's on the worsted 100% wool. With nylon. It's nylon, 80, 12, 70. I don't get the ladders because I learned to tighten my first couple stitches when I'm doing them, because you're working on 3mm needles instead of a 2 millimeter, 2.25.
Yeah.
But I also learned too about that thing. Again, you go on YouTube. When we were learning how to knit, I didn't have YouTube. It was a book. That's how I learned it. And then when my girlfriend saw me cast it on, she cringed, and she showed me how to do the long tail cast on. Okay, which since then I've learned some other ways to cast on. But I have fun. I don't get the holes in the gusset. When you have the V, I don't get, because I do heel flapping gusset most of the time. I've done a partridge heel, modified partridge heel, but I do have other ones I want to learn. Again, it's ebook. Choose your adventure. So I think that's awesome. Awesome. So look forward to that. So, 2 circulars. Well, we're going to have to go and check it out. Okay, the other thing I wanted to do you have a favorite fiber that you like to work with?
A blend of wool and silk is probably my favorite.
Wool and silk?
It's wool for sweaters and shawls. I just love that blend. I love wool because it's so easy to use. It's going to hold its shape no matter what you're knitting. And I love silk. It just makes it like just the smooth quality of a little bit of shine. I've done some of the fuzzy mohair stuff and it's pretty, but if I had to choose between fuzzy and smooth, I'd go with the silk every time.
Okay. What's your opinion on acrylic?
Oh, I use it. My daughter, like if I knit for her, and I do quite often, she's very knit worthy, then she prefers machine washable. And so it's generally, there's a couple Knit Picks yarns that are like acrylic or cotton blends, which are really nice.
Got some really nice wool blends.
As long as it's, I don't love for garments 100% acrylic on me because I'm warm. I don't know, getting older or whatever, I run warm and I find it not very breathable. So I don't like to wear it myself. But in accessories, I love it because they're easy to care for. And for my husband, because he's a custodian and he's outside snow blowing and shoveling, so he needs like hard wearing stuff. So his stuff is a lot of the time acrylic. Yes.
So, and the reason I ask these questions is there are some people that are yarn snobs. You know what? I love all yarn. I love all colors.
I'm a cheap. No, I'm not a snob. I like to save money.
You're a value knitter.
Yes.
You're a value knitter. And the thing is, hand tie can be very expensive. It can, and to me, it was a treat.
And I love it. So when I can get some, when I design,
exactly,
I love all the stuff I get to try. But to buy it myself, I probably wouldn't do it very much.
And I've discovered, again, there'll be another video. I've discovered there's a company out of Denmark I discovered that holds garn. They're my favorite's Coast and Titicaca. Don't start laughing. And Titicaca. I love alpaca.
Oh yes,
I love silk. I love cashmere.
Yeah.
I love all that. I looked at the Algonquin. They had cashmere, 50-gram skein, $100.
I've designed for somebody.
It might have been a 20-gram skein.
And I used 2 skeins. So this cowl that I knit was like $200. I didn't get to keep it. I had to send the sample back. I just went because it's beautiful.
I know. I picked it up. I'm like,
yes. I was knitting and doing it. It's so nice.
You see, all knitters and crocheters, all fiber artists, we all have a lot of similar features. We love, it makes us happy. It does. It really makes us happy. Okay, well, what else do I want to ask? This poor woman has, I know she's busy. Favorite needles to use?
I use Chowgu a lot. I am looking for some wood ones though, because
I had my very first set of interchangeables I bought. I bought the Clover Takumis.
Really, and you like them?
I love them. They don't. You just screw them on.
Yeah.
And I love them because of the pointed, and the point is really nice to work with whether you're doing lace or something like that. And I know there's a little drag if you're using like wool or something like that, but you know what? They're smooth.
Yes. And I think it's the silk, because the silk can be a little slippery.
Yep.
So that's why I don't love it sometimes with my Chowgu, the metal needles. So I want something wood.
I like my Clover Takumis. Now, Darlene Melissa's is coming. She got the bamboo clover needles. I had already had my takumis, and I wasn't going to, because these were an investment.
Yeah.
I worked my way up to the Chaldu.
Oh yes, Christmas present. Yeah.
Well, my
They
first
wait
ones were shorties, and then I saved up and sold two of my nitpick sets to buy my Chaldu 4-inch
Yeah.
interchangeable set.
I like the 4-inch. Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah.
5 inches is just too long.
Yes. Yeah.
Looks
It hits my hand a little. I don't love it.
Yeah.
I have some fixed circulars, and I don't love that 5-inch.
I've used a couple of the Prim fixed for projects.
Okay.
And actually, those little drum things, they actually do work really good.
Oh.
I have like some DPNs.
Yeah.
Arnie and Carlos. You know, I watch them. They crack me. Oh my God! I find them too. They're just so
Yeah.
eccentric. I love them. But so I tried them, and I just have a couple of needles, and I have a set of mindful needles. I
How do you like those?
Actually, it's good as Chalus.
Really?
Yes, they are. They are. And plus, they have that little, you know, gratitude. So that has like a little message stream or something.
Yeah.
But I found them being as good as the Chalus. And the new chords, their free chords, are just as nice.
The
Chalus,
Chowder boards are the best.
they're the best.
But I haven't tried a lot of
Except they're
others.
360s. I bought a 360.
I didn't really like those.
Problem is,
They catch.
they catch.
Yeah.
So
I bought one, just to try them.
I did. I bought one to
didn't
try.
love it.
No, again, so I have to do a review on it. And the other needles that I've used is the Collage Canadian.
Oh, okay.
I bought a set at Briggs and Little when I was out there getting some yarn. And I tried them. Actually, the square needles for the arthritis, they actually do.
The wood ones, the square? Do you know?
I don't know. I'll check. Well, that's
curious about that.
But Collage is made right here in
Collage.
Canada.
Is it? I didn't know that.
They're made right here in Canada.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? I know she has to.
Forget about the camera. I'm too busy talking.
I'm looking time because she has a class she has to teach.
What time is it?
11:30.
Okay.
Okay. Needles. Oh, what favorite weight of yarn to use?
Oh, that's a tough one. Probably DK Sports.
DK Sport. Okay.
Somewhere in there. I kind of use them interchangeably because I never pay attention to gauge in a pattern. I find a lot of patterns are a little loose for me.
Yeah.
I like them a little firmer, so I end up having to figure it out with my gauge. But I think I like that. It's like a good in between. You know, I like fingering for shawls or socks.
Yeah.
And worsted for some things, but for garments, I find worsted, for me especially, to be a little too thick. So I like sport DK.
Anywhere from 2 to 2K.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have maybe I don't want to put you on the spot, especially being here at the Fire Festival, but do you have a particular indie dye that you do a lot of collabs with?
I did for a while with Alley Cat Yarns when I was doing the sock videos. She's in Canada as well.
Yeah, I have some of her yarns.
Yes, her yarns are great.
Gifted to me.
I love some. She's got like different ones that you can't find. Sometimes you find a lot of superwash, but not a lot of other things sometimes.
Yeah.
So I like her yarns because
They were
she's got like BFL sock yarn that I love. I'm hard on my socks. I wear holes into them, and I have it with that yarn.
Do you know how to darn?
Yeah. No. Well, I've done it once and it's awful. I did really terrible.
I have the egg.
Oh, I have one, but I got it after the first time I darned it because I realized this is not gonna work. Yeah, I've got to try it. I've got to try with it. But so I like her yarns. So when I did the sock tutorials, I collaborated with her. She provided a lot of yarn for those. More recently, Cheryl from Hypnotic Yarns.
Okay.
We know each other a little bit online, so we chatted a bit, and she's like providing all the yarn for that book that's coming up. And no other projects yet, but no, other than that, no, I designed for like Cast On magazine through the Knitting Guild Association and some other organizations, and they generally have either places they want to work with or, with Cast On, I give them a list of like places, and I tend to try to choose places in Canada. So Biscot Yarns is one that I've used a lot. They're based in Quebec. And then Julie S. Len Yarns, also based in Quebec. Sweet Georgia from Vancouver. I've used theirs quite a bit. I think that's I try to use Canadian yarns.
Well, I do too. I try it, but I still do. But I try to support even Mary Max from Canada. Your Inspirations Canada. Yes. Okay. Let me see. And I guess the other thing I'm going to ask you before we wrap this up here. What are your future plans besides the ebook?
Oh goodness, I would like to focus more on teaching at events like this. I enjoy teaching online. but there's something different about teaching face-to-face
Exactly.
and getting that interaction. I've done it a couple of times at a couple of different festivals, and I really enjoy it. So the big plan is my husband's getting close to retirement age. He would like to retire and then just kind of drive me around to all of the festivals.
Be Mr. Nerdy.
Yes. He wants to be a kept husband, is what he says. And I said I'm trying, but he's not well kept yet. I'm getting
Well,
there.
it takes
some time.
This what we do. It takes time.
Yeah.
A lot of people start out going to craft fairs and stuff like that. The problem is people don't want to pay for hand knitted or crocheted. I literally was in a store. I will not say what's at because I try not to name shame. There was a place, a friend of mine, and I went into it, and they said hand knitted sweaters. We're both knitters, and my girlfriend has knitted over 50 years in this beautiful sweater. She said, these aren't hand-knit. We said, these aren't hand-knit. Turns out they're made on a machine and then hand sewed together. So, and they were going for $300 to $600. And we asked the shop owner and said, how can you say these are handmade? Well, they're hand stitched together. That's not handmade. So again, somebody asks you, oh, I want $300. I'm gonna have 60 to 100 hours into it. So that's why. But teaching, okay. What I do for tutorials compared to her, I told you, I am nursery school. This is the master knitter. So Tonia, I have loved having you here, and I look forward to doing more in the future with you. She's a busy lady. She has a lot of classes. This is the only time we could do it, and all her information will be in. Go check her out. Okay? Is there anything you'd like to say before we go?
Oh, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Well, not meeting all of you, but hopefully you'll enjoy this. And it's been a pleasure meeting you.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
We've got so much in common.
Are you Italian?
No, French.
Well, close. You got the dark complexion in the hair.
Yes.
I've been white since I was.
I'm getting there. Like, I keep it down, but if I pulled it back, I got a lot of gray under there.
I embraced mine.
I'm getting there.
I embraced it. I love your curly hair. Well, Tonia, thank you so much. Listen, everybody. You know what I always say. I hope wherever you're at, you're staying safe, you're healthy, you're happy, doing what it is that makes you happy. And remember, have smiles and happiness, pass it on, make the world a better place each and every day. Be the light in somebody's dark day. Here's bye for now from Charlottetown PEI Fiber Festival. And I'll see you Saturday night live. Bye-bye.
PJ party.
The PJ party. Love you all and thank you.
Well, that was fun. I forgot about the camera half the time.